We have any birthdays from this past week? Any anniversaries from this past week? All right, very good. Have you ever had someone that you depended on and you found out later on you just couldn't depend on them? I think we've all experienced things like that, especially if you run a business. I ran a business for a little more than 4 years, and I had people that I depended on. And most of my employees were just that, dependable. They were faithful. But some, I just had to let them go. When you're counting on someone to do something and they don't do their job, that means somebody else has to not only do their own job, but they have to do the other person's job as well. So it's putting like a double duty on them. I really believe that we as Christians, as the born-again child of the living God, I believe we often overlook the fact that when we're not faithful, somebody has to do it for us. The Bible tells us in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter number 4 and verse number 2, now we're all stewards of the Word of God. When you get saved, when you're born again, when you're truly washed and your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, that's not the end of it, and you can go off and party and have a good time and spend your life sipping on Mountain Dews and eating Snickers. There's some responsibility involved in being a Christian. There's some responsibility involved in being a representative, an ambassador of Jesus Christ. And Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4, number 2, that moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Now, there are places you can go get a job, and if you're not faithful just 2 times, you're out of there. You're gone. There are places over here in Greer and in places in Greenville that I know of that even if you're genuinely sick with a doctor's excuse, you can still be fired because you were counted on to do a job. You're out too much, so we can't use you. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I want to be that vessel that is meet for use in the master's house. I don't want to be that one that's like, whoa, hold up, bud. You missed too much. You're never there. When we count on you, when we need you, you don't show up. No excuses or anything. And whenever you do show up, that's all you have is excuses, not reasons, excuses. And we just can't use you. And I just think we all need to sometimes take a moment aside, look at our Christian life, find out where we are, and then ask ourselves, have I been faithful? If God could give me that little dash between the dates, you've heard me talk about that before, could faithful fill in that dash? Arthur Michael Robinson, 1951, faithful to Arthur Michael Robinson, 1951. I reserve comment. I plead the fifth. Could that be God's testimony on our life? I hope that my dash has the word faithful. And there's only one person in this world that can do anything about that, and you're looking at him. And I can't blame anybody else for not doing my job. I can't. Brother Kenny, would you ask God's blessings on the Sunday school hour, please, sir?